party hats. Boom, boom.
The whole go bang bang here. Let us begin.
I want you to keep an eye out for the Boogity Man.
VHS Bandits.
Boogity! Boogity! Boogity!
VHS Bandits.
Welcome to Coxwell
Don't
Academy.
need no DVDs, don't need no Betamax. These are the VHS Bandits.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the VHS Bandits podcast. Happy summer, everyone. Today, we're popping in a not very summery tape, but it's going to be anyway. We're watching the 1993 full moon classic, Robot Wars. Let's pop in the tape.
In our distant future, a nation at war.
Intruders at marker 474, sir.
I want you to turn the intruders into stains.
Will discover its strongest ally.
Our borders are not in dispute.
The Eastern Alliance is on our side.
Has become their deadliest enemy.
This proves that the Centros are firing on us with weapons made by the Eastern Alliance.
And now, two rival champions.
Leave me the game, Captain Drake.
Yeah, we'll do team.
Must battle for supremacy
Captain Wally has commandeered the robots.
in the ultimate killing machines.
I told you we meet again, Captain Drake. Peekaboo, I kill you.
What are you waiting for? 10 cases fire!
Robot Wars, from the producers of Robot Jocks. And now, our feature presentation.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to VHS Bandits podcast. This is Dane Train, and as always, I am here with my mannequin speaking buddy. This is Topher Hansen.
That's right. That was Topher Hansen.
So he's like mouthing his mouth like he's a ventriloquist dummy, like from Goosebumps, and or one of the presidents at Disney World.
That's not Bill Clinton. That's just one of your hillbilly bears. So far, nobody's noticed.
At the House of Presidents. Anywho, hey, it's summertime.
Did you see? Speaking of the House of Presidents and robots,
Yes.
it's like when Donald Trump first got elected. There, like Disneyland had to add, or Disney World had to add Donald Trump to the Hall of Presidents.
Yeah.
But they clearly had it ready for Hillary Clinton, and they just put a Donald Trump wig on a Hillary Clinton robot. Dude, it is the creepiest / funniest thing.
No
if you
way.
guys just Google Donald Trump
Like Hall of
fucking
Presidents?
Disney World robot, and you will see that it is 1,000% Hillary
Oh my
Clinton with
God.
a Donald Trump wig on.
Oh man,
It
I
is
gotta check
creepy.
that out. That's awesome.
It's funny. Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
then
great.
he shoots lasers and goes into slow motion while some guy that looks like Jake Busey rides inside of him.
Jake Busey.
That guy looks like Jake Busey, right?
Shasta McNasty, Jake Busey.
Yeah, the main guy in Robot Wars.
Sure. Yeah, he kind of looks like Jake Busey. Sure.
He kind of had like the same mannerisms, you know?
Yeah. I could get behind that. Sure. All right. So, summertime, we're doing summer movies, summer tapes, and this isn't really like a summery movie per se. Like there's nothing
It takes
summery
place
about
in
it.
the desert
Takes place
and
in the
it's
desert.
hot.
So for you live out in the desert of Los Angeles.
That's right. I live in a desert.
That's like the whole West Coast, lower West Coast is technically a desert until irrigation was brought over there, and
That is not true at all.
What? That's
The
what everybody
entire
told me when I was in
West
San
Coast-
Diego.
Well, I mean,
Everybody
maybe
was like, if it
San
wasn't for
Diego.
irrigation, there'd just be a big desert out here. In fact, at one time, this was nothing but San Diego was nothing but a big desert.
Yeah, but I mean, you're excluding like Seattle and like the northern.
I'm not talking about
West.
I said
You said the West Coast.
sunny Southern California.
Sunny Southern California is a miserable desert.
It's a desert. That's right.
Is that what is that what you want to hear?
So
I
what
live
the-
in a desert and it's awful.
Well, for you, it's summer every day, right?
That's right. It's very strange.
I got 1 month of summer left of August, and that's it. After that, it's Halloween, and then I gotta wait fucking like 8 months until warm weather again. So, but
I got it all the time.
You what?
I have all warm weather all the time.
All the time.
Here in beautiful deserty.
Yeah, you know, it's
San
funny.
Diego / Los Angeles.
I had a coworker who 2 weeks ago spent a week in Encinitas down in San Diego too.
Sure.
And she like every time I see her now, she's just like, Christ, I just want to go back. You know?
I mean, San Diego does have the nicest weather.
Yeah, it was
but
real nice down
I
there.
prefer autumn. I prefer seasons. It's very confusing living here when
Yes.
every day looks exactly the same.
Hold on 1 second here. What's up?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I will later. I think I'll be okay. All right, what are you making? Ooh, okay. Thanks.
Uh-oh. Dane can't have tacos.
Yeah, so
He's gonna poop them out.
So for their audience, I had to take
Here's a sneak peek. Here's a video bone zone into Dane Train's life.
All right, everybody. Here's sort of a outside the life of VHS Bandits for
full
Dane
moon
Train
extras.
So this morning I had breakfast and I was kind of like Harry. Is that right? Harry
Harry?
You remember Harry from Dumb and Dumber?
Oh, I thought you meant you ate breakfast and it was hairy.
Hairy
You
breakfast.
had a box of hair for breakfast.
Yeah,
Hair
Sasquatch
and milk.
O's. Yeah. And I shit real bad all day. And then I get to work and like my first full hour of work, I was just like fucking shit.
So you were getting paid to take a shit
What's that
for
old,
hours
what's that
on
old
end.
saying? The boss makes $1 while you make a dime, and that's why you poop on company time. Anywho, I got back to my seat at the desk, and like I was all like nauseous, and I was feeling shitty like all morning. I literally thought I was gonna fucking hurl at my desk at the office today. My boss came into work, and she's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, I am not feeling too good. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay. So she's just like, why don't you just split? So I came home. I fucking shat my brains out for like the next 5 hours. And then I was like, hey, I think my body is completely cleansed. Let's call up T-Man and
let's put some more toxic waste inside of it via Robot Wars.
Yeah. So we're watching Robot Wars today. My wife got me saltines and ginger ale to make me feel better.
How did that help out?
I think it did. Because I'm feeling pretty good right now. Feeling all right.
Oh, yeah.
Why are we watching Robot Wars for the summer? I'll tell you why. Because this is one tape that I have had forever. And this movie specifically reminds me of the summer. So a lot of times when I think of the summer, I think of Robot Wars because when I was a kid, I used to watch this movie in the summer. So long story short, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with robots. Much like T-Man
True
over
story.
Here. True story.
Yes.
We're all obsessed
True
with
story.
robots big time. And I was a big fan of Short Circuit, Johnny Five, right? And I used to go to this video store in Northborough, Massachusetts called Brown's TV and Video. They're still there. They're owned by different owners and they only sell appliances now. They don't do video rentals. But so I remember talking to the guy, Ken. It was a family owned business. They had a son named Ken who worked there. And I remember going up to him. I was a kid. It was 1993. And I said, hey, man, I love robots. You got any new movies with robots? Because
Where's your robot section?
Yeah, I said, hey, you got any robot tapes? The guy's like, yeah, this one just came out. It's like rated PG. And yeah, it should be fine for you. And I'm like, great. And guess what it was? It was Robot Wars.
It's rated PG. They say asshole so much in this movie.
Yeah, they say like bitch and they say shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's PG-13.
I thought it was a kid's movie, but And then we watched it, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, no, man. People get killed.
But now
and
you're
shot by
saying it's
lasers.
rated PG.
It's rated PG. That's right.
Weird.
So the cover to this movie is the fucking coolest. We'll talk about that momentarily, but I was like, wow, holy shit, look at this movie. And so this is during the summer, and I remember I think I rented it on multiple times. And I it's funny because like not a whole lot of shit actually happens in this movie. It's more or less like the last 2 minutes that there's the actual robot war.
Yep.
And that's like obviously the
This
best part of the
movie
movie.
is less than an hour long.
It's significantly less than an hour long. So I rented the shit out of it and I loved it. And then not too long after that, they had it for sale. Like get back when movies would end their shelf life and they would
Previously
put them up
viewed.
on the counter to sell for a couple bucks. And my folks bought it for me, and I still have it. I don't have the box anymore, but I still got the tape. Still has a little Browns TV and video, like shiny foil sticker on the side, and the little there's like a little barcode on the other side. It says Robot Wars, rated PG, category sci, I assume for sci-fi. And so I still got the tape. And for my birthday, well, I don't know how old I was in 1993 or 4, whenever the hell we did it. But T-Man came over to my house for my birthday with a couple other people who I don't remember who the hell was there. Maybe Tom the Bomb. I don't know. The guy from our Leprechaun and 4 Space episode. But anywho, I was like, guys, come on, let's check this tape out, man. This movie's great. So I put it in. It actually down the basement, parents' house. We had a little corner TV. Popped the tape in, and everybody's like, "This movie's fucking boring." I was like, "All right, let me fast forward to the good." So I literally fast forwarded all the way to the last 2 minutes of the movie, just so we could watch the robot fight. And obviously, my birthday's in the summer. My birthday was last week, so. There you go. Robot Wars. That's my summertime story for you.
In celebration of Dane Train's birthday. Robot Wars.
Robot Wars. So anywho, like I said, the case is long gone, but I still got the tape, and I will describe the box for you here, which I had to look up on somebody selling a copy for $6 on eBay, and the box has definitely seen better days. You got these sweet, like airbrush painted fucking robots. One looks like a scorpion. One is like a dude. Scorpion is shooting laser beams at the dude robot. There's like a big pyramid in the back. And then the bottom of the screen, there's a tank that's on fire. And some little guys are like, got their hands up in the air and they're yelling. And it says, "First, there was robot jocks." And then in like big blue text in this big blue rectangle, it says Robot Wars. So for those of you guys who don't know, Robot Jocks is a movie that Full Moon did years prior, which is fucking awesome. And at the very bottom, like every other Full Moon movie around this time, it says plus ! Video bonus. Full Moon's Video Zone, a behind the scenes video magazine. So all these Full Moon tapes back in the day all had like behind the scenes and shit that were on after the movie, which is fucking awesome. So the back of the box says, metal against metal, blow upon blow. Powerful arms reach out to grab and choke. Electrifying lasers light up the sky as they ricochet off solid plates of steel.
For 2 minutes.
The ultimate battle between metallic giants begins when a malicious foreign dignitary hijacks the last mega robot on Earth, the Maris 2, and threatens to unleash its crushing powers against the people of the Eastern Alliance. There's only one force magnificent enough to stop the Maris 2, a Mega 1 robot hidden under the city. It's up to a renegade pilot, Don Michael Paul, his engineer, James Staley, and a brilliant archaeologist, played by Barbara Crampton, to revive the Mega 1 and reestablish world peace. Will the Mega 1 be able to survive the onslaught of the new robot and its superior technology? A phenomenal battle lies ahead.
Whoa.
So that's
all right.
Robot
Let's
Wars.
play this game. This is something I like to do when I don't understand the plot of a movie. So, Dane Train, I'm going to have you create your own back of the box. According to what we just saw. And then I'll try and do it myself.
Okay.
So, in a few paragraphs, what is the plot of this movie?
Okay.
According to solely just what we watched and not the back of the box.
All right. So I'm going to X out of the back of the box so I can't even see it. All right. So, in the future of a nuclear wasteland California desert, which doesn't have any chemical warfare stuff going on and seemingly at all, one big scorpion robot acts as a taxi so people can go back and forth around the desert, owned by New America, and some Chinese dudes want to make a deal to make small scorpion robots, but they hijack the big robot, and it's up to the robot's pilot and his buddy, who kind of looks like Tim Conway, and Barbara Crampton from Reanimator and lots of other movies, to stop Chinese guy from taking over the robot. And that's the movie.
All right.
That's the movie. Oh my God, hold on. I got to look at the back of the box to see how long this movie is, because that was one thing that we just discussed, was how short this movie is.
Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't even say it on the back of the box.
Of course not.
Of course not. They don't want to fool you.
Let me try to describe the movie.
All right, you describe the movie.
The year is the future, and there's robots maybe, but only one robot. And then some guy that looks like Jake Busey, who I thought worked for the army, but doesn't work for the army, has to talk to some other guy that looks like Leslie Nielsen, who does work for the army, except they operate the army out of a Burger King. And then his friend, who is some fat guy that I have no idea why he hangs out with this other guy, has to go find a hidden robot in his school, which is also a Burger King. And then Barbara Crampton, who I guess is an archaeologist, is taking a flight through the scorpion robot, but then a Chinese restaurant wants to open up new Chinese restaurants inside of the new American establishment. But then instead of opening up a restaurant, they hire pirates to fire lasers at people and hold them hostage in an airport / also Burger King. And then they put everybody, they say, hey, go inside this robot. And then they Air Force One the robot, and the Chinese restaurant manager has to fight the robot that was hidden in the underground Burger King.
That's the best description of the movie.
That's the movie. 100 minutes. Well, not even 100 minutes long. 60 minutes long. 1993.
The movie's not even 60 minutes long.
No, because there's 5 minutes of trailers at least. And when we got to the credits, it was an hour
and 4 minutes,
right?
So it was at least minimum 4 hours of trailer stuff at the beginning of the movie.
4 hours?
I'm sorry, 4 minutes at the beginning of the tape. And that includes like the FBI warning and all that stuff in the coming soon to home video little bumpers and stuff. So the trailers at the beginning of the tape are pretty sweet. It's all full moon stuff. We start off with Bloodstone Subspecies 2. It's a vampire movie. And I remember the trailer when I watched this as a kid, the trailer legitimately scared me because it was all like weird zombie ladies and the vampire guy was spooky. It used to creep me out. I used to watch it when I was a kid. So, and then after that, we had the trailer for Pre-Hysteria, which I remember we rented the shit out of when we were kids.
Oh, man. I love that movie.
Yeah, we got to do that one of these days. The movie's fucking great.
Oh, fuck yeah. We haven't done a dinosaur movie in a long
Yeah, it's been a long time. That movie's fucking great.
The dinosaurs look great.
Oh, they're
in
awesome.
Prehysteria.
Oh, they're wicked
They
good.
look so good.
Little
Actually, the
animatronics.
robots in Robot Wars look really good too.
They really do. Yep.
They do.
I
It
think
almost makes you want more robots in a movie called Robot Wars.
apostrophe. It's kind of like it should have
They
been
should call it Burger King Dining Room Wars.
Robot War instead of it's not like Alien and Aliens where they call it Aliens because it was more than one.
Yeah. It would. It's a more appropriate title would be Robot 2-Minute Fight.
Yeah, that's the movie in a like 58-minute movie. You know,
2 of those minutes are what the title implies the movie's about.
They should have called the movie 60 Minutes Talking, 2 Minutes Robot War. So
we should do a poll. We'll do a poll on Patreon for a new name for Robot Wars.
Ooh, good idea. I like that.
We'll throw that up there. If you guys have a good name for Robot Wars, let us know.
So the funny thing is, I used to watch the shit out of this movie when I was a kid. I don't think I've watched the movie in 15, 20 years, if not more. Probably way more than that.
How does it hold up?
I actually
would you rent it every weekend?
I don't know. Maybe because I see it through rose tinted glasses. Maybe it's weird because when you're a kid, you don't like understand half the shit that they're talking about with like the Eastern Alliance and all that.
I mean,
I don't
even
get it.
now, I didn't understand half the shit they were talking about.
Okay, it's definitely one of those movies where because the budget is so low, they have to talk about a lot of things, and it's almost like when you're a kid and you make like home movies, you have to use your imagination a little bit. It's like when you and I would make our little movies when we were kids on the VHS-C camera with like action figures. You had to, it's like, okay, our characters are doing X, Y, and Z, and you in your head would kind of fill in the blanks. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yeah, sure, the action figures are like on the top of my desk or on the bed or something like that, on the bed sheet, but like, that's like the parking lot too, something. You know what I'm getting at? So this is one of those movies where like I feel like you really have to pay attention to what they say to get. And this time I really, because this is like my first time watching this movie as like an adult, and to watch it, and I'm trying to like pay attention to everything that they're saying. I'm like, okay, it's kind of making sense, kind of. So
I don't know. Nothing made sense to me in this movie. We had to pause the movie middle way, and I had to ask Dane, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, you thought it was about guys trying to open up a Chinese food restaurant.
Yes, I literally thought it looked like the Chinese like bad guys are dressed in like Chinese waiters outfits. and then they have a sword fight or something. They have like a stick battle.
I was dressed up in like samurai costumes, and they're fighting each other with sticks.
Right. It looks like they're at like a courtyard in a Chinese restaurant, and they're getting investors for a new Chinese
everybody's
franchise.
They're giving everybody Mai Tais, right?
Yes. And then they turn out to be the bad guys.
They're the bad guys.
I don't know, man.
So why don't we try to explain the movie as best as we can here? Oh wait, so hold on. So the trailers. All right. So we went through Bloodstone, Subspecies 2, Prehysteria. I think that there was one more, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't know. It might have been just the 2.
Maybe just the 2.
Because they had trailers at the end of the movie.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So there was a little like 30-second thing that advertised the Video Zone and say like, stay tuned after the movie for Full Moon's Video Zone for behind the scenes.
Video Zone.
Which we'll talk more about that later, but that's hands down the best fucking part of the whole tape.
Yeah.
So anywho, so the movie starts off like a lot of Full Moon movies, where a lot of Full Moon movies from this time is a shit ton of padding. And it starts off with these sort of like panning up and down, very ambiguous shots of like metal, like brown metal, which you're assuming they're like the parts of the robot. And you have like the credit sequence, which lasts like fucking 10 minutes long. It's like the theme song to Robot Wars, and it says like starring Barbara Crampton, so on and so forth, blah blah blah, and it takes forever. So then we start off with a shot of this scorpion robot, and you have Drake, who's the pilot, and his ace mechanic Stumpy, who are driving it in the head of the robot. And there's like this really nice, lousy composited blue screen effect as they're like bopping around in their seats. They're like jumping around in their seats to make it look like they're moving. And of course, whoever is like has like the camera in the camera crew, they're like moving the camera to make it look like it's moving around. And of course, they composited like this desert background behind them, and it doesn't look so good. But they're taxiing people that are wearing bicycle helmets in like this container that's on the top of the Scorpion robot. And there's some bad guys that I guess.
What happened to airplanes? They have giant robots, but they don't have fucking airplanes.
No airplanes, no other. I mean, what about like Jeeps or other kinds of
bus?
Yeah, other kinds of modes of transportation throughout the desert.
Like those robots were clunky and slow as hell.
Yeah. Why people
like a bus can go, 70 miles an hour.
Sure. Why is there no highways?
Were all the buses destroyed in the apocalyptic?
That's what I would have to assume.
World
I don't know.
War III or whatever.
It's really you got to kind of try to wrap your head around like the situation of the future, like what's going on, which I still don't really understand. I guess that there were some nuclear. There were nuclear wars at one time, and there's a town nearby called Crystal Vista, which was abandoned in 1993 due to toxic waste or something, toxic contamination. Yeah, everybody goes there like it's a tourist destination.
Fine.
And everybody's fine. Yeah, nobody's got hazmat suits on.
They just like are hanging out in the post office for one scene.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Whatever.
But in any case, there's these terrorists that have a tank and the tank starts shooting laser beams at the Scorpion. And Drake, the pilot, is like, I'm just going to put the shields on and fuck it. Like, I don't care. But he talks on his little like tube TV in his cockpit to the guy who like runs the taxi service of North America or whatever it is. I don't know if he's the president. I don't know who he is.
I thought he was like the leader of the military.
His name
whoever that is.
His name is Rooney. I don't know. I honestly, I don't. They're all named like general and captain and lieutenant and shit. Yeah, maybe it is.
The Leslie Nielsen looking guy.
That's the guy who you think looks like. Yeah, okay, I could see that.
Yeah,
Mr. Magoo. All right. So, so
Mr. Magoo.
He says no.
Colonel Magoo.
Yeah, he tells him no. Don't put on the shields. I want you to turn them into shit stains. They're like, all right. So at the end of the Scorpion, at the Scorpion tail is like a laser gun. So they shoot the laser gun at this tank. Tank blows up. That's the end of that. So then we meet Barbara Crampton and her buddy, who's this blonde chick. And if any of you out there, so my wife watches this Real Housewives of Beverly Hills show, and that brunette is on the show. She's one of the reality show ladies. And so one day I was walking into the living room and that show's on and that lady's on the show. And I was like, hey, I know who that lady is. She's in this low budget B grade Robot Wars movie that I've been watching since I was a kid from the 90s. And she's like, oh yeah, I guess she's been in a bunch of movies. She's said on the show that she's never said no to a role. And I'm like, yeah, well, I can tell. There you go.
Robot Wars is a shining example of that.
Perfect. So I guess girl from Real Housewives is a reporter, someone in the media. Barbara Crampton is, I guess, an archaeologist, which I didn't know until I read the back of the box. And
who knew?
They meet up with Drake and Stumpy, the pilots. They're like, hey, what the hell are you doing out there? There's people on this thing. You fucked up all my shit that was in my luggage that got tossed around in this taxi machine. And Drake just wants to ask him over to his place. But she punches him in the eye.
And then he says, I'm going to marry that girl.
Yeah, he's obsessed. He's like Biff Tannen. One of these days you'll be my wife. You know? So then you find out that there's these two Chinese guys, Wally and sing. I guess they're from like another. I don't know. They're from like another alliance. I guess like this
Future
like
China.
There's feuding alliances. I guess that the alliance,
but they're still communists.
something like that, right? Like they're called.
They
in
mentioned
North,
something about communists. I
think so. They said like North Hemi. They said like, oh, we got to take over. Or I guess that they're in North Hemi alliance, and then the Asian dudes, Wally and Singer from some other alliance, and they're like, yeah, no, we're cool. We just want to like do a deal with you to buy some smaller versions of your big scorpion robot. And like, all right, cool. Well, yeah, great. And the whole time, Drake, the pilot, is like, there's something fishy about those Chinese guys, you know? And there's like some weird feud that just happens for no reason between them. So the Chinese guys put on like a little show where they do like a combat thing with like these big sticks. And
what was that about?
I think it was just a show, like a demonstration, right?
Like, hey, I want to buy some robots from you. Let me show you how I can hit things with a stick.
That's why. That's what I'm thinking.
Write a fucking check.
I think they're just trying to, sweeten the deal, And Drake ends up kicking Wally's ass.
Dane, what deal has ever been sweetened by someone? Like, for instance, you do auto detailing, right? You opened up your own auto detailing business.
Yeah.
Now, I come to you, I say, hey, here's my Toyota Tundra. I need this thing detailed inside and out. And you say, okay, the price is going to be, let's say, $150. And I say, oh, did I mention I know how to hit things with a stick?
Hey, as long as you're wearing some kind of
bib from Red Lobster.
Some kind of samurai suit.
I'll get a discount.
If you give me a show where you're hitting sticks with a samurai suit, cool.
Yes.
I'd be like, all right, cool. I'll watch your samurai suit show. I'll give you a discount on the detail.
Oh, all right. You heard it here first, folks.
That's right.
This week's episode is sponsored by TV Auto Detailing.
That's right.
Hit things with a stick and a samurai outfit and get 25% off with offer code Robot Wars.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Promo code Robot Wars. And it was at this point in the movie where you said, dude, I don't have a fucking clue what's going on in this movie. So I paused it during this stick fighting demonstration, and I had to kind of explain it. You're like, what's going on? Are these guys opening up a Chinese food restaurant?
It's seriously, you would think that if you just watched the movie and didn't read the box.
I guess so. Yeah. So then, Drake goes up to Rooney and he's like, something's fishy about these guys. And Rooney's like, you're off the force. Give me your badge. You're on suspension, mister. And so instead, Drake and Stumpy.
Wait, so is it if he works there, is this actually the military or is this a taxi service?
I think it's a taxi service.
So they're not even part of the military?
I don't really know.
Oh my God.
I really don't know.
What is this?
Really don't know.
I like their outfits though. Their outfits are really great.
Oh yeah, everybody's got some pretty sweet outfits. I like how it's like half neon yellow with one big stripe of like super 90s like purple and hunter green triangles.
Yeah. It looked like something like half of his shirt was taken from the uncle from Bobby's World, and then the other half was taken from like Trancers or something like that.
And there's all like little strips of like of like the checkerboard crash test dummy stuff.
Yeah. So let me talk about this, the Burger Kings in this movie.
Let's talk about the Burger Kings. In other words,
do you understand what I'm talking about when I call them Burger Kings?
So basically there's like a terminal. It's like an airport terminal where people come on and off the Scorpion robot called the Maris 2, which is the name of the Scorpion robot. And and it's like a bus, it's like a fucking bus terminal, right? Or an airport terminal where people get on and off the Scorpion robot bus. And you think it looks like a Burger King.
Well, yeah. So mainly I think every set looks like a Burger King because mainly the the headquarters for robot Leslie Nielsen guy, whatever, the government / taxi service,
Right.
whatever it is, because in like the in the 90s, in my experience anyway, every Burger King had those like square tiles of thick glass that you would have in like a shower.
They were,
you know what I mean?
Everywhere back then.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a wall of glass tiles.
Yeah. They're
Burger
like
King
big
glass
black,
tiles.
big clear glass cubes, right?
Yeah,
and people would use them for
exactly.
walls and stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
And they were
back then.
always in Burger King.
Yeah, that's right.
Always. Every Burger King had these glass cubes. And of course, the government, being in a post-nuclear wasteland, has to put their headquarters in the only still standing quarters around, which are Burger Kings, constructed from the finest glass cubes.
They were the only establishments to survive the nuclear wars of 1993.
That's right. So that is my theory. After World War III, the only structures still standing were Burger Kings.
It's because of the glass
that's
cubes.
Why, because of the glass cubes, they deflected the nuclear rays or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what
I'm
it
not
was.
a scientist.
So they retrofitted these Burger Kings into their headquarters.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
And the headquarters, they all have these Burger King cubes.
That's right. Yep. I know that's exactly what I think that they were trying to tell. Remember I was talking about the whole like you got to use your imagination thing?
Right.
I think that was the whole part of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're filling in the gaps here.
That's right.
All right.
So
I would have loved if just in the middle of like the Leslie Nielsen looking guy and Jake Busey looking guy fighting, like, we can't have this robot come in here and give it up to the commies. And he's like, you don't know how many pilots were lost in World War III. I'm not doing it. I can't drive this robot for more murder. And then some guy just comes up like, hey, yeah, can I get a Whopper, double Whopper, no pickles, please? And there's like, okay, would you like fries with that? All right, there you go, sir. That'll be $5.95 future bucks. Thank you.
bucks.
All right, now let's go blow up that scorpion robot.
Maybe
And there you go.
Maybe the big kids meal comes with a little toy scorpion robot. And then like, you go through the drive-thru with your grandma and you get the scorpion robot and you're like, I already got this toy. So then your grandma takes a U-turn, goes back to the drive-thru and goes, yeah, my grandson already got this toy. Can I get another one? Oh, yeah. All right. So you drive back up and they like pull out the box and they're going through the box of toys and they're like, how about this one? Yeah, I already got that one too. Oh, fuck. All right. How about this one? No, I don't have that one. All right, here you go, kid. True story. That happened to me at Burger King, at the future Burger King with my grandma.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
What toy was it? Do you know?
I think it might have been the Back to the Future toys. I was bananas with the Back to the Future toys back in the. I remember. Oh God.
Oh yeah.
I used to go to my dad and be like,
it was
Dad.
Back to the Future cartoon.
Oh yeah, that was for the cartoon, and they had like the coolest. Actually, do you know what it was? That was for McDonald's because they had the McDonald's boxes. So the Burger King.
Right.
I think I went through the Burger King because that was around the corner from my grandma's house in Grafton, and I don't remember what the toys were. To tell you the truth. Don't remember.
I know there was a DeLorean and then there was
for the McDonald's toys. Yeah, you got the DeLorean, you got the train. You had one with like Jules and Vern, the kids.
Yeah.
I think
I think
were
one with Doc.
Was there one with Marty on the skateboard or something? I don't remember.
I don't know. Maybe.
Either way,
like a skateboard. I think it was a skateboard you pull back and then he goes forward.
You know what it could have been? I think they had Burger King Kids Club toys, and I remember getting a Kid Vid action figure. So that might have been during that time. I don't remember, but
I hope you hold on to it because when World War III comes around, that's going to be handy to have on your side.
I bet. Absolutely.
The ultimate weapon. Man, I could see Kid Vid piloting one of these robots.
Oh, I could too.
That would be great. If this actually was a Burger King tie-in and they had Kid Vid like fighting the Chinese government with robots, I would like this movie a lot more.
There was like the terrorists that they call Centros in this movie. They kind of look like Kid Vid. They got like the big visor sunglasses.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe that's sort of like
one dude. One of the extras was the best part of this movie.
Absolutely.
When the Centros invade the Burger King / airport. And they like shoot up the place with their lasers. And there's one dude, he kind of looks like Dr. Disrespect, if you know who that is.
No.
He's got sunglasses on and a big old thick mustache and like these 80s, future World War III clothes on. And he's like the crowd is like getting shot up. And this guy's like standing in the background dancing around.
You know what he reminds me of? Do you remember the movie Miami Connection?
Yeah.
Remember watching it? There was one of the members in the band and they're all driving down the beach. One of them has like a mullet and he's like trying to like flex his muscles in front of all the women. It's that fucking guy.
Oh,
it's that guy with like these big Macho Man Randy Savage glasses.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Best part of the movie.
Best part. No, really. That was the best part was that guy in the background.
It seriously is. Yeah.
So literally this whole, all right, let me explain 58 minutes of this movie. Fucking
Please
people
do.
talking. That's it. It's people fucking talking. So we go to you're told that Drake and Stumpy go and like they go on some covert ops marine mission or something out in the desert.
Yeah, what? But they're bus drivers essentially.
Yeah. So is the bus service a part of the military? I have no fucking clue. Anywho, we show up to there's just like some garbage on the ground. There's like car parts and shit. And you're supposed to assume that, I don't know, like, did a shootout just happen here? Why is there junk on the ground? I have no fucking idea.
I think it's just a wasteland.
Yeah, maybe it's just a wasteland.
Residual garbage.
So then you got some of the terrorist guys that are hanging out and
who really have nothing to do with the movie.
Oh, really?
Because they're not the main bad guys at all.
Yeah. So they're just kind of hanging out.
That's just world building.
It could be. Because it's the future, so you gotta tell people what's going on.
You gotta build it up. Yeah.
So Drake shoots these guys, and as he shoots them, they're just kind of like, when they die, they don't like. Only one of them is like fucking dies. One, I think like probably the director, who is Charles Band's dad, Albert Band. He just was like, "Bang, you're dead. Bang, you're dead." Like in the background when they were probably shooting this.
Fall down.
Yeah, fall
on
down.
His megaphone. Fall. Number 1, fall. No, you're number 2.
And so they just nonchalantly fall, except for one guy who actually took it seriously. And so after that, they go to the bar. Drake and Stumpy go to the bar. They're drinking blue drink.
Blue drink.
Nice blue drink. And
they're fighting with My Pal 2s.
Yeah. There's little like toy robots on the bar table that they're, I don't know. It's not even Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I don't know.
No, they're like wind up. Like they're supposed to be like a future version of Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah.
Because they do have some sort of control mechanism, and there's like a hologram like boxing ring thing that shows up every once in a while. But they're clearly just wind up robots, and they're like just moving around the table, and they have to reposition them and wind them back up so that they fight.
Don't ask me what the fuck they talk about. I just know Drake is like, I've had it up to here with working this Scorpion robot taxi service. I don't like what I'm doing. And then on the other end, there's another storyline going on where Barbara Crampton and her friend are hanging out in this 1993 ghost town of Crystal Vista. And Barbara Crampton thinks,
but how did they get there?
Oh, they take the Scorpion robot to get there. They take the taxi service.
Scorpion robot, but the airport was already held up.
No, not at this point.
Jesus Christ.
Not at this point. So
they're the only 2 people that escaped.
No, nothing yet. No, nothing bad has happened yet at this point. There's no.
Oh my God.
Been no Chinese food restaurant invasion yet.
Oh.
Okay. So Barbara Crampton and her friend, they go like underground in some of the abandoned buildings, like a town hall and shit, and they find like robot parts down there. And they're like, okay, we think that maybe there's like some some weapons from World War III, or the nuclear war of 1993 or whatever that might be down here. So yeah, we got to go public with this because you're in the media, brunette friend, you know? And then, so Barbara Crampton goes to her brunette friend and she's like, go to the Burger King bus terminal. I'll meet back with you soon. I'm going to do some more digging around. So the fucking terrorists show up. They shoot laser beams at each other. Give me some
chicken fries while you're there.
Yeah, have some chicken fries and some 99-cent pancake flapjacks.
Give me some Cheetos mac and cheese bites.
Yeah. And so the whole afternoon is Barbara Crampton running away from these Centro terrorists. And that is when the terrorists go in and invade the Burger King bus terminal and they shoot up the pilot, Captain Balls, who's the other, this guy, Captain Balls. He's the other pilot of one of the Scorpion taxi robot. And I guess this Chinese leader guy, Wally, I guess wants to take over the robot to take over the world or something like that. It's not really explained. I don't know.
Take over the robots, take over the world.
I guess
it's that
so.
easy.
Because it's the last mega robot and it's got lasers on its tail.
Then why are they trying to buy more robots?
Oh, not to mention that the
other robots don't exist.
The little robots that they would buy wouldn't have any laser beams on them. I remember they said they wouldn't have laser beams, but I think they just wanted to go there and act as if they wanted to buy little Scorpion robots with the intent of just hijacking the big mega Scorpion robot. Yeah. And then for no reason, okay, so they take all the hostages that are in the Burger King bus terminal. They put them inside the robot, and they go for a little cruise down in the desert at night. And
it looks like they're in outer space.
Looks like they're in outer space. Yeah. The background is just stars. There's no like landscape. It's just stars.
I thought that they like flew up into outer space at this point. But no, they're just on the ground because they keyed out the blue screen and they just put stars.
Yeah.
Instead of putting a horizon or anything, just stars.
Just stars.
And then they throw some guy out of the window.
Yep.
And I would assume I thought he was going to get like suck everything out of the window and everything.
Vacuumed out of outer space.
Yeah, everything was going to go, at aliens.
Yeah.
But no.
Nope. So there's this big pyramid out in the middle of the
gotta shoot that pyramid, man.
And he goes to shoot it and like some of the rock outside comes off, but I guess there's like some steel plate and he's literally shooting at this thing from dusk till dawn. He's shooting one continuous laser beam at this pyramid and it doesn't do shit. I have no idea what's in the pyramid. I don't think that they explain anything about the pyramid. I don't know why he's shooting the lasers at the pyramid. I have no fucking idea.
Maybe it was target practice.
Maybe it's target. Yeah, I don't know. Anywho, Drake and Stumpy go and save Barbara Crampton because she's been over in Crystal Vista, the abandoned city, and they shoot up some of the bad guys. One of them is Singh, who was Wally, the Chinese bad guy's like right-hand man. So then they go
apparently, according to him in the video zone, is the comic relief.
Yes, even though I don't think
he is not. He doesn't do anything funny. And even when we saw him in the video zone, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? When was he in the movie?
He's barely in the movie at all.
I didn't remember him at all.
I think he had like one line and that was it.
Oh, but he is the comic relief. Maybe he got cut out.
I don't know.
He was too funny for test audiences.
What? This is a full movie. You think that there were test audiences? All right, everybody. I'm Charles Band, and we're gonna test this 50-minute movie.
If you don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah, we're gonna put it out anyway. So what they did was they think that so Barbara Crampton has reason to believe what appears
that there's an Olive Garden.
that there's like still parts of the robot that have been buried underneath this city. I'm sorry, this ghost town.
Slunky's grandfather buried the robots under a school / Burger King.
Yeah, exactly. And
/ submarine.
So they go into like the submarine the tunnels, and they're like, wow, it's like all the robot pieces are still here. And then like they find the cockpit, and they're like, wow, I think the whole robot is just here buried under the ground. So they turn the fucking thing on. The robot bursts through the ground. And you find out, oh my God, it's Mega One, the last big robot that they thought had been.
Wait, that's when they go there with Drake and Slunky, right?
Yeah. They go into the cockpit.
And then the brunette girl, the reporter, has just disappeared.
No. The reporter was kidnapped with all the people in the Burger King bus terminal, and she was stuck inside.
But how did she get back there?
Get back? Oh, because what happened was Barbara Crampton was with Drake and Stumpy. Brunette girl was waiting for Barbara Crampton.
She sent her to pick up the chicken fries. And then while she was ordering her chicken fries at the bus station,
the terrorists came in.
Then that's when the cyborgs or the sentinels or whoever came in.
The Centros came in.
The Centros came in from one side, and then the Chinese government came in from the other side.
Yes.
And they said, we're turning this Burger King into a PF Chang's.
That's right. And,
happy hour from 4 to 9.
And so the big robot, this is it, guys. We've been just about almost an hour into this movie, and finally,
we gotta say, Stumpy said that there was, I think at the bar when they were playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots, Stumpy's like, my grandfather hid a giant robot somewhere in a school. And then Drake is like, that's fucking stupid. What are you talking about? How do you hide a giant robot? And then Stumpy's like, I don't know. He just did it.
Yep.
We should find this. And then they just find this robot.
Yep.
And it's perfectly all together. And then Stumpy has to go.
Works.
Not right off the bat.
Yeah.
They all go to the robot, which is hidden in a submarine underground, which used to be a school.
Yeah.
Because it has one of those doors that opens up with like the circular fucking
it's a submarine
mechanism.
door.
I don't know what to call it. A submarine door, yeah.
There you go. Everybody knows what a submarine door is.
And then the robot is just inside the submarine door.
Yep.
I don't know how it fits, but it does.
There you go.
And then they turn it on, and then Stumpy's like, there's a malfunction. Someone spilt root beer on the mainframe of the robot. And then Stumpy's like, I gotta fix this. And then he climbs down into the middle of the robot, which also looks like a submarine / Burger King. And all he has to do is flip a switch.
That's it.
But Drake is like, the robot's gonna explode. And he's just like pressing buttons. And it's clearly not gonna, like, nobody knows what's going on.
They just flip the switches.
Yeah, he's just got to flip this one switch, and then he's like, okay, the robot's fine now.
How does the batteries for the robot still work? You think the batteries would have been like oozing with battery acid by this point? I mean, the thing could have been under the ground for like 50 years for all you know, right? I don't know. How the batteries still work?
I could not tell you. I have never built a giant megalith robot before.
Well. Anywho, robot comes out.
If you are a robot scientist,
if you're a robot scientist, let us know. Talk to us on.
Let us know.
Talk to us on.
Get in touch with us
on the Gmail.
That's right. All right. What were you saying?
So
he bursts out of the pie crust.
It's finally time for the robots to fight, and Drake is like, "Time to take out the garbage, scumbag." And
but aren't there a bunch of innocent people on the main robot too?
They are. So what Drake does?
All the hostages are on there.
Yeah. So so in that compartment on top of the Scorpion robot, Drake takes the Mega One robot and he grabs the compartment and he rips it off of the Scorpion and puts it down safely on the ground. And that's when Brunette Girl and all the other people that were inside kind of get out and they're like, "Oh, we're free. Let's go run out Let's go run out to the desert wasteland."
Yeah, let's get burned.
We talked about this when we were watching the movie. How come this Chinese guy like takes all these people hostage and they commandeer this big weapon robot, right? And they just send the pilot and his mechanic to go save the day. They didn't send in the army, the military. No police, nobody. Nobody else sent in to go save the day except for these two guys. That's it.
Because he's the only guy that knows how to pilot a robot. And he didn't even go, like, he had to find another robot They didn't even tell him to find another robot, did they?
No, they just happen to be over there.
They just happened to know where it was.
Well, they saved Barbara Crampton, and she's just like, hey, by the way, I think I might know where some of these robot parts are if you want to follow me. And that's when they found the whole robot, the whole kit and caboodle under the ground.
Right. So if Barbara Crampton didn't know where the hidden robot was, the government would have just sent these two random guys, a bus driver and a mechanic, to fight the Chinese government.
Yep, exactly.
What the fuck were they supposed to do?
Hey, man, that's the Burger King future for you.
I guess so.
You know?
Maybe Kid Vid grew up to become the president. Maybe this Leslie Nielsen character is Kid Vid, all grown up.
Could be. I think
that's my new theory.
They should have made a prequel that started at the Burger King, the original Burger King.
Ooh, he is the Burger King.
Could have called
the
it
Burger Empire.
Robot Wars Kid Vid Origins or something.
If it was a Marvel movie.
Yeah. So they fight for maybe 1 to 2 minutes. And what happens is the Scorpion robot gets the Mega One robot on the ground, goes on top of it, and the Mega One robot has laser tits. It fucking shoots its laser tits at the Scorpion robot, and that blows it up a little bit. But it doesn't like blow it up like the guy inside. He's still alive. Wally, the bad guy. You don't see him die or anything. There's just like a smoke machine and some sparks in his cockpit, and that's it. And then you think, okay, he's defeated. And everybody over at the bus at the headquarters is like, whoa, great, yeah, they beat him, all right. And Drake kisses Barbara Crampton. They make out, and
right. And at this point, I was like, okay, they just defeated it's been 2 minutes of robot fighting. They defeated the main robot. And at this point, they were celebrating. Drake and Barbara Crampton were like, well, we killed the robot. We better kiss.
That's right.
And at this point, I was like, okay, the bad guy's going to come back and the robot is going to be twice as big or have some sort of, you know what I mean?
Grow.
Yeah, exactly. Like something completely outlandish is going to happen, and they're going to have to fight even more. This is the coup de grace of the robot war. No, it's over. The movie's over.
That's it. So I hit the little the timer button on my VCR to see how long.
It's an hour and 4 minutes.
That included all the trailers at the beginning of the tape and everything. So the movie itself is probably under an hour. I have to guess.
Easily.
This is a feature film, folks, from Full Moon Entertainment. I had no idea how fucking short this movie was until watching it now. I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of glad it was as short as it was.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that means there would have been much more padding.
Oh, yeah.
Like recent Full Moon movies have so much padding in them, and come on.
Yeah,
we don't need
agree.
that. Just get to the robots. That's what we want to see. And we saw if there could have been more robots.
Would have liked more robots. So now we'll get into what probably is, except for that guy with the sunglasses from Miami Connection who pops up in the background for that one scene.
Yeah.
The best part of the tape is the next half hour of the tape, which is the Full Moon Video Zone.
The Video Bone Zone.
And that was hands down the best part of the tape, where they showed you some behind the scenes and all kinds of cool shit. So it started off with Charles Band showing up, and he's like, hey, everybody, hope you enjoyed Robot Wars. Coming up with our summer lineup is Subspecies 2, Dr. Mordred. Oh, and we're working on the new Puppet Master 4. Here are some screenshots of the poster and some storyboards. It's going to be a fucking kick-ass Puppet Master movie. And then we go into a making of Robot Wars, where they had some interviews with the cast and crew, and they showed some pretty sweet behind the scenes of how they did the robot effects. Like some of it was like a model, and they would have like a high speed film and they would play it back at normal speed. So it would make it look like it's big and heavy. And some of it was stop motion animation. That shit was pretty neat. There was some really boring shit where like the lady is trying to tell you about blue screen and how they used to do chroma key effects and how like fucking complicated it used to be.
And for when they were doing the stop motion, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then the stop motion artist was like, yeah, they're going to composite an explosion over this part. So I don't really care how well I do the stop motion.
Yeah. And then like at the beginning,
like he legitimately said that.
Yeah. And
he's like, I don't really care.
He seems
Just
so
keep
grumpy.
that to yourself, man.
At the beginning, he goes like, so do you want me to like explain what I'm doing? And the person behind the camera goes, yeah, if you don't mind.
He probably was not getting. He was working for favors.
Probably.
For sure.
This animation was phoned in.
I mean, it looked really good, though. In the movie, legit, the animation looks great. The robots look amazing.
Absolutely.
I love it.
It's fucking great.
Best part of the movie,
lasers,
other
all of it
than
looks great.
guy in the Burger King airport.
Yeah. So then after that, we go to a really fucking boring, like 15-minute long thing of Richard Band, who's Charles Band's brother, talking about composing the music for their upcoming movie, Dr. Mordred, which is a pretty fucking good movie. I do have that too. But it's like so fucking long. He's like in front of like 6 keyboards and he's going through it. And it just took too fucking long for me. But
yeah.
After that, they showed some more trailers. One of them again was for Subspecies 2. And then there was one more, but I don't remember what the hell it was. Do you remember?
Trancers 3 or 4.
Fuck yeah. There was one for Trancers 3, which is fucking great. I'm a huge Trancers fan.
I haven't seen any of the Trancers. I need to.
Dude, because
that looked fucking amazing.
Dude, there's 6 Trancers
I think
movies.
I have the first one on tape.
Yeah, Trancers 1 through 3 are fucking great. Trancers 4 through 6 are dog shit. And I don't I don't own 4 through 6 on VHS. I have the whole collection on DVD, but not which I had signed by Charles Band back when we met him at Rock and Stock.
Oh yeah, Rock
and
and
Shock in Worcester million years ago. But yeah, anywho, yeah, Trancers, man, we got to fucking watch some Trancers for the show. Those movies are fucking great.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, so it was that. There was a trailer for Dr. Mordred. And then one of the fucking best parts of the tape was this chick. I don't know who the fuck she was, but she was hawking full moon merchandise.
Yeah, she's like, get a full moon tattoo, get a full moon flamethrower, buy a t-shirt. You can get fucking CDs, and then you can see a Psychotic Symphony at Tower Records, which is out of business.
Yeah, that was fucking great. They go to Tower Records, and they're like, yeah, you can get all of Richard Band's orchestral soundtracks from all your favorite full moon movies. And fucking 2 of the guys from this Psychotic Symphony were just hanging out talking about bad channels. They're like, oh, we're over here listening to our bad channel soundtrack.
That was great, except that they were only in it for like 3 seconds. And I was a little, I want more Psychotic Symphony.
Yeah. So they ended up going to all these different establishments, which are probably all fucking closed by now, or all out of business. They went to a comic book shop.
They are.
They went to like some poster shop that's probably gone. Probably that tattoo shop's probably gone.
Actually, the poster shop, I think, is still around because I live around that area. And there is, I don't know if the name is the same, but there is a book and poster shop.
Dude,
on Hollywood Boulevard. That might be the same place. And the comic store, I think, recently closed.
Oh, shit.
But there's another comic store in the area.
You know what, dude? I bet you if you went to that book and poster store, all those full moon posters are probably still up on the wall.
Oh, they haven't sold them yet.
They haven't sold them. I thought it was just so cool to kind of go back in time to this, the way I think about it is like, this is a time when Full Moon was like, all right, this is the video store boom. How can we capitalize this? Charles Band was like, holy shit, what a great idea. We're not just going to make movies.
Sorry, I was just looking it up. The comic store is still open.
Oh, no shit. Cool.
Yeah, I've been there before. It's
nice.
Golden Apple Comics. It must have been another comic book store just closed down.
Oh.
But Golden Apple Comics. Go get your Full Moon Puppet Master comics from them.
There you go. one thing that's I thought is just so cool about like the Video Zone stuff was like they put these, again, this was the golden age of Full Moon. They were like, all right, we're not just going to make these low budget movies and send them out. We're going to make like a fan club. So there was a fucking hotline phone number, like a 1-800 phone number to call fucking Charles Band or the people over at the Full Moon offices. There was a mail-in thing so you could become a member where you get a t-shirt, a fucking newsletter in the mail, all this shit from Full Moon. So like it wasn't just this production company like Media or Trimark or Vidmark or any of these other companies who just distributed movies. These guys made the movies. Charles Band made the movies, distributed them, and like put all this behind the scenes shit and all this stuff as if it was like a fucking club. You know what I mean? That you would become a member. It was,
yeah.
That's what's just what blows my mind about Full Moon back in the 90s was how they orchestrated it and nobody else was doing this. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. They built like their own Full Moon community.
Exactly.
It worked really well. I mean, everyone knows, or, if you're plugged into like independent film at all or like horror movies or anything, Full Moon. And you're probably aware of the fan club.
Yeah. I wish I could go back in time and sign up for the fan club. And like, I would love to read the mailed in newsletters that you used to get. And like they had, dude, they were talking about like fucking trading cards and all this shit. Like what happened to all this stuff?
They had a whole bunch of shit.
I bet you all this shit is long gone.
Honestly, because Full Moon, like their movies got really not great for a while.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Sorry.
Yeah. Once they hit the 2000s, a lot of the movies kind of sucked.
Yeah. I mean, after Ginger Dead Man 3, I think it kind of went downhill. I'm serious. I like the Ginger Dead Man movies. I think those are great.
Ginger Dead Man movies are
good. But yeah, there was just a lot of like other stuff that
back in the last sort of time of VHS or when DVD was starting to come in, they were trying to branch out and do other stuff. So they had like their urban movies. So they came out with Killjoy. Basically, they were like blaxploitation movies, right? That they came out with. And they tried some other distribution stuff at the time. And none of it really clicked any better than when it did back in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like they kind of lost it. I think they still have a bit of a community today. I think they're still making some stuff. I think they're making.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they just made that new Puppet Master movie, and they have their like streaming service that you can sign up for and everything. So they're still out there for sure. I feel like they might be starting to come back into things because with the new Puppet Master and everything, they might be trying to go back to form. I feel.
I like that they're doing that because I remember for a very long time they were focusing on weed stuff. Everything was fucking Evil Bomb.
Oh my God.
And it's just like, it was nothing but weed movie after weed movie after weed or some kind of weed reference all the time. And I was like, just make some fucking Puppet Master movies. And that's when
one thing that annoyed the shit out of me. From like 1996 until even recently, maybe 2015 or something. Yeah. Every fucking horror movie has to be about teenagers smoking weed somewhere or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's so fucking annoying.
Think of Jason X, like that one kid was basically a ripoff of Jason Mewes.
Right.
Remember, you seen Jason? Oh wait, shit. Have you not seen Jason X?
I haven't seen Jason X.
Oh, there's a character in it who is a complete and utter ripoff of Jay and Silent Bob. They dressed him up and everything. He's like,
sure,
it's him. It's crazy. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Everything had to have some kind of like dope reference.
Yeah,
or whatever.
There's always a story. Like I think of Jack Black and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
Selling weed. And like every movie, even like the remake of Friday the 13th, which I like. It's a fun movie, but like it opens up with like teenagers like going to a weed garden or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, Jesus Christ!
I feel like even the last two Leprechaun movies, Leprechaun in the Hood, Leprechaun Back to the Hood. There was a lot of that too, and I just felt like there was like
I mean that makes more sense.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's dealing with drug dealers or something.
Yeah. But
You
yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
felt like there was like this whole like weed exploitation thing going on in horror
Yeah,
movies.
for sure.
Weed horror exploitation going on for like a
weed
good
horror.
decade at least. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It was, you couldn't watch a horror movie without it.
Yeah. But in any case, so that was Robot Wars.
Yeah,
That was it.
That's Robot Wars.
Yeah.
Join the Full Moon fan
You got
club.
a 55-minute movie and a half an hour video zone. So that was that. So how would you rate Robot Wars?
What are we rating it out of? What are we using?
I'm gonna say out of future Burger King bus terminals. How's that?
Future Burger King bus terminals. All right, let me look up the IMDb first.
All right, I'm gonna go on Amazon and look up, see what the hell people rated this on Amazon.
All right. Okay, so what out of 10 do you think the people of IMDb rated Robot Wars?
It's out of 10. I think
Out of
they
10.
rated it probably like a 3.2.
Very close, 4.1.
No shit.
Better than you would have thought.
Not-
Yes.
not
out of
too bad.
880 reviews. Not too shabby.
Not too bad.
Not too shabby.
All right, let's see here. I am on Amazon, and there's almost nothing on here about Robot Wars. There's a DVD double feature of Robot Wars and Crash and Burn. Crash and Burn being another, that's another full moon movie from that time.
Crash and Burn being the skate rat semi pinball machine at Chuck E. Cheese, where you have the ball and you try to tilt the table and not fall in the holes and get through the maze.
That's
with
right.
The yellow rat on a skateboard.
I forgot all about that. Holy shit.
I loved that game.
I'm going to have to YouTube that and see if there's anything else with that on there.
Yeah.
All right. So all that you can find on here we go. The DVD of just Robot Wars instead of this double feature. Oh wait, no, it's just an audio CD. Okay. But it says format DVD. Okay. It doesn't make it. All right. Doesn't matter. Anywho. All right. I think this is it. All right. Out of 5, there's 29 customer reviews of Robot Wars
29.
on DVD. What do you think out of 5?
I'm going to say 3.5.
You are right on the money.
Holy
Wow.
macaroni.
Oh my God, dude. If this was The Price is Right, he probably would have, Drew Carey would have like,
I'm
pulled out
taking home
$100
that
out of-
dishwasher.
Yeah. You would have won the Showcase Showdown, you know?
Whoa.
So, anywho, yeah, out of 29 reviews, one guy gave it 1 star because it has no English subtitles.
Okay. Is it in a foreign language?
I don't know. Some guy said good
Maybe.
effort, but no match for Robot Jocks. I'm not going to lie. Robot Jocks is definitely a more superior movie. One guy says
Sure.
classic stop motion action. Totally agree.
Okay. Yeah.
One guy just says 3 stars. Another campy B movie, always worth watching. So
All right.
There you go.
So
All right.
I got to say, this Robot Wars reminded me a lot of Atlantic Rim. Not Pacific Rim.
Atlantic
But
Rim? Wait, is that an Asylum
Atlantic Rim
ripoff?
job. It's the Asylum ripoff, the
God.
mockbuster Atlantic Rim. It's eerily similar to that movie.
You actually watched it?
Except CGI's. Well, when me and Chris came out to visit and work on our latest movie, Adult ADR, coming soon. And we'd be editing all day, and then all night we'd watch shitty movies. So Atlantic Rim was one of those movies.
Was Atlantic
And
Rim
it is-
also under an hour?
No, I think there was a lot of padding in Atlantic
Whoa.
Rim. It is not good. Anyway, I just got to say that if you've seen Atlantic Rim, it's like a remake of Robot Wars.
I think I want to watch it now.
No, dude.
It's too bad the fucking Hollywood Video on Park Avenue Worcester isn't there anymore because you and I used to rent
I
a lot of
know.
Asylum movies back then.
Alien takes on the Predator.
It was like Aliens versus Predators or something. Alien versus the Predators or something.
Day for night I've ever seen in my life.
It's fucking terrible.
Anywho, all right. Okay, so out of 10 Burger King airport terminals, what would I rate Robot Wars?
What would you rate it?
Robot Wars. I'm giving you 6 Burger King terminal airports, 6 animal burger ports.
That's kind of low for you.
Robot Wars. It is kind of low for me.
Then again, you didn't understand a goddamn thing that was going on in the movie.
I had no idea what this movie was about. I thought it was about a Chinese restaurant franchise fighting a war against America. And I still think I'm right. So, I mean, there's so much talking and like boring stuff. I couldn't understand what the fuck was going on.
Hey,
it's not bad. Like, I would definitely watch this again, but not for a while.
Yeah.
There's not enough robots in it, man. There's some cool laser beams and stuff, and that 80s dude in the airport, he was great. So he gives it an extra star. But yeah, I don't know. There's just not enough to keep me interested.
Why don't you call up Asylum and say, hey, listen, guys, I want to make my own version, my own knockoff version of Robot Wars. We're going to call it Robotic Wars.
And Robotic Wars.
It's about this Chinese food restaurant taking over America.
Now I would watch that movie.
Yeah. Maybe I'll see you at a kiosk at Rock and Shock one of these days, hawking Robotic Wars.
Robotic Wars. Yeah.
Selling DVDs and Blu-ray combos of Robotic Wars.
I'm into it. All right, Dane Train.
All right.
You're up.
This is going to be really hard for me because I love the shit out of this movie when I was a kid. It's the very first full moon movie I ever saw. Got me into full moon. I see this movie through rose tinted glasses, but I have to kind of think about it as I see it today as an adult.
No, just think. I mean, you can let the nostalgia. That's all
okay.
Part. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to.
All right,
subjectively look at this thing.
All right, then I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it 8. So I'm gonna give it 8 Burger King bus terminals plus 8.5, and the half is just the drive-through that you go through twice because you didn't get the right toy after the first time, and you tell your grandma you already have that toy, and she goes through the drive-through again and tells them to get you a new toy. Yep. So 8.5. I guess we 8.5 out of 10 Burger King bus terminals with a shit ton of glass cube walls, and I give it that because I fucking love this movie when I was a kid. Got me into Full Moon. I love the Full Moon video zone at the end where they show you how to do all that shit. All the behind the scenes.
Yeah, that was good. That was fun.
I love the fucking trailers to all those Full Moon movies, like the Bloodstone and Trancers and fucking Prehysteria. Fucking great trailers on the tape. The cover to this movie is the fucking coolest. I wish I had a poster of it. In fact, I think
that is a great poster.
I think you can buy, I think they're really cheap too. I think Charles Band will autograph posters on their website. So if you buy posters from fullmoonpictures.com or whatever the fuck it is, I think he signs them or something. But I would love to get a Robot Wars poster. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know where I got a lot of inspiration from this was you remember when I made that Sabretooth biker movie poster for you? It's wicked similar to the Robot Wars poster, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I can totally see that.
So
oh wow.
Yeah. So that's my thought of Robot Wars. I would definitely rewind it. I'd watch this movie probably once every 5 to 10 years, I guess.
5 to 10 years.
I would rewatch Robot Wars. And in between, I would watch other full movies.
Long.
That's right. Yeah. So you don't have much to lose. But then again, I think it's almost a 90-minute movie if you count all the Full Moon Video Zone and all the other shit that you get in there too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then it becomes a 90-minute adventure. But, yeah, so that is Robot Wars from 1993.
Now, if you were still Little Dane Train, Little Dane Caboose, what would you rate it as a kid renting this from Browns?
Since it's made in 1993, I would have given it 1993 present day Burger Kings, 1993 Burger Kings out of 10 Burger King terminals.
Wow, that's off the charts.
I would have given it 1,993 Kid Vid action figures from the Burger King drive-thru out of 10 Kid Vid Burger King action figures.
Good call. So I guess if you saw this movie as a kid, definitely watch it again.
Yes,
if you liked it as a kid,
revisit it. Definitely. And even if you are a Full Moon fan, check it out.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you're just a big old Full Mooner, watch this movie.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's worth 90 minutes. I mean, it's a fucking hour long. You're not gonna.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
There's some funny stuff in it. It's some,
It's if you're like me and you are nostalgic for kind of early 90s effects with stop motion or old school key, chroma key blue screen stuff, it's fucking great. The music from Richard Band is fucking great. I love the theme song. I just think
it's a great timestamp for the era of independent sci-fi and Full Moon of the time. It is this is what movies look like right at this moment.
Yes, absolutely.
This is what movies look like on a low budget right now in 1993. And there's a lot of nostalgic value to that.
Definitely.
So it's worth it just for that, for sure.
I don't know if you caught it. There was one quick shot when the tourists, it's like some B-roll shot of the tourists hanging out in the Crystal Vista abandoned town. And there's a movie theater. And the marquee on the movie theater says now playing Puppet Master 35.
Oh.
Yeah. And you hear somebody in the background and they go, "Oh, I've seen them all." Oh,
that's good.
So, yeah, it's kind of like in Back to the Future 2 with Jaws. Yeah. So it's good stuff. Before we call it quits.
Wait, why is it playing if the whole town was abandoned? All right.
Well,
whatever.
I think it said now playing, and then probably the nuclear strike happened,
Oh, bad timing for Puppet Master 54.
Exactly. I wanted to give a cheap plug real quick to our very good friend on Instagram. He's a tape collector. I have been trading with this guy for the last couple of years. He's the fucking coolest guy out there. His name is VHS Bloodbath. And recently, now I haven't done a tape trade in a wicked long time because a little bit over a year ago, I bought a house and I've just been so busy renovating. I didn't get to do any tape stuff at all. And a year ago, he came out with his Summer of Bloodbath tape. It's a mixtape. Now he's made 3 mixtapes so far. They're just called, VHS Bloodbath mixtapes 1, 2, or basically 1. Then he made a second one and there's 3. Now, so this one he came out with last year. I think he had 1 left. And I was like, dude, I got to do a trade for you. So I traded him. I made a VHS Bandits Christmas mixtape. And at this moment, it's the only copy in the world right now. I didn't even make one for myself. He has the only copy that I've ever dubbed a tape of our Christmas mixtape. And he made me this fucking wicked fucking cool Summer of Bloodbath Volume 3 mixtape. And the cover was made by another cool dude on Instagram called Retro Dad Video. And so here's the back. He got shots of Tracy Lords and all this gory movie scenes. And basically, if you have never seen one of VHS Bloodbath's mixtapes, what it is he does this manually. From what I can tell, I never asked him about this, but when I do any of my mixtapes, I rip the VHS tapes, I digitize them to digital and I put them into Adobe Premiere and I edit them and then I re-put them out back to analog on VHS. I think he makes his mixtapes 100% analog. where he puts two VCRs together and he does it manually. And what he does is basically it's like a trippy montage of movie scenes set to music. So he probably hooked up like a stereo to the RCA connection to get the audio, and then he got the video from the VHS tapes. And so the back of the box says 3 times the horror, 3 times the blood, 3 times the boobs. Whoa! It's VHS Bloodbath 3. It's summertime, so we're headed to the beach for bikini babes and severed heads. Grab your beach towel and don't forget your sunblock as we indulge in the summer of Bloodbath. And the fucking tape is so cool. Look at this thing, dude. You got a blue. Oh,
man, that's fucking rad.
You got a blue front, right? And he custom hand wrote Summer of Bloodbath on the front, right? And it's a 3-tone tape. So you got blue on the top, yellow on the bottom, and a red flap.
That is one of the coolest tapes I've seen.
So fucking cool. So the day I got this thing in the mail, and he sent a bunch of other really cool stuff in the mail too, other tapes and stuff. As soon as this thing came in, I popped this thing right into the VCR. I made a quesadilla in my toaster oven, Trader Joe's quesadilla, frozen Trader Joe's quesadilla. And I watched this tape, and it is so fucking cool. There's just lots of shots from movies like Sleepaway Camp 2 and Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff. And it's all set to a bunch of like metal tracks and stuff. And it's so fucking cool. It's not like a narrative movie. It's like a crazy trippy experience that you just sit, relax, and you watch this and just have a good time. So this is a fucking ton of fun. So I have all 3 of them. I definitely want to tell you that Summer of Bloodbath Volume 3 is hands down my favorite one. So I don't know if he's ever going to be making any more of these or what his plans are, but if you have one of these, great. If you can get your hands on one, grab one because it's fucking awesome. So there you go.
Sweet. And you know another thing awesome about VHS Bloodbath?
What is another thing that's awesome about VHS Bloodbath?
He's one of our patrons on Patreon.
That's right. He's a member of the Party Hat Patrol.
That's right. Thank you for that, VHS Bloodbath.
Hell yeah.
My goodness. And thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon.
Absolutely.
And I also want to give a special shout out to James, who won the Dark Roast VHS tape. So, James, I hope you enjoyed the tape. I saw that you got it. And everyone go follow James. He's got some great tapes on Instagram, too, at Meat Cleaver Max.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good tapes. He's got a good full moon tapes, too.
Awesome stuff.
So
yeah, lots of good tapes on his page.
Yeah,
great
super rad
stuff.
Dude. Very cool. So yeah, seriously, for all you guys who have supported us on Patreon so far, you're fucking awesome. Thank you. We can't thank you guys enough. You're all awesome. Really, seriously. And we really hope that you all who are backing us in the Party Hat Patrol are enjoying our very first bonus episode on party hats that we just unveiled last week.
That's right. And if you aren't part of our Patreon, but you want to sign up, which of course you do, you can get extra bonus episodes and everything. Go to patreon.com/VHS Bandits. We'd love to see you there.
Yeah. And if you guys ever want to just get in touch with us, find us on Instagram at the VHS Bandits. You can email us at thevhsbandits@gmail.com. And there you go.
There you go.
All right.
Alrighty, folks. That, I guess, will do it for Robot Woods.
Robot Woods. What are you going to do about it?
And as always, I have been Topher Hansen. With me is
Dane Train.
Dane Caboose.
In my robot voice.
Dane Train. And Be Kind and Rewind. Robot Clint Howard.